Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while. This is going to be a bit of a random video. This is going to be just a short tutorial on things like schematics in the Create mod. Now, schematics was something I didn't quite fully understand at first, so I'm just going to help a couple people out there who haven't used them before and would like to know more about them. So let's get into it. I'm going to be using a model of Thomas the Tank Engine that I built from a tutorial that I will link in the description. So, using schematics is actually very simple. It is the same selection process as using superglue, and they could be very useful because you can build your contraptions and trains in creative mode and then move them over to a survival mode world or any other world or anything like that. You could even move them to the same world if you wanted to. Doesn't have to be trains, but trains is where I got stuck, so I'm gonna help anyone out there who also got stuck with this bit. So yeah, so what you're first gonna need is a schematic and quill. You're gonna need to select your train here with the schematic and quill here, and it's the same process as gluing it. You place a block on the corner, place another block on the other corner, go from point A to point B. Once you've selected it all, you will right click and name it whatever you want. If you do this yourself from your own build, it will go straight into your files, into your game client. So I'm using Modrinth right now, so I open the folder of my game and I will see a schematics folder in there, created when I made the build. However, if you're downloading from online, you might have to create your own folder, or just make a quick schematic in-game so it makes the folder for you. But nonetheless, you'll have that eventually, and once you save your first schematic, you can then copy it to wherever you want, as the build will forever be saved onto your PC, unless obviously something happened to the file. So, we're going to go and search up schematic in the menu. And what you're going to need to get is an empty schematic here. The empty schematic in survival mode is very easy to craft, just a paper and a light blue dye. So once you've created it, you will come over to the schematic table, which is also very easy to craft, just 2 smooth stone and 3 slabs, and you'll automatically see whatever schematic you've saved recently will be the selected schematic. You can either scroll your wheel to go through all your files, or you can go directly to the folder and select a specific one that you want. I only have one, which is thomasthetankengine.nbt. So what I'll do, I will put my empty schematic in there, press the tick, and it'll upload straight to the schematic. If you're using a different world or even a server on the same client as you saved the train, you won't need to do any sort of file movement or anything like that. It will be on your client and you can just directly import it to any world you want. However, if you're using a different client, you can easily just port the schematic over to the same folder of that client too, which is, simple enough. I would assume everyone knows how to do it. However, I don't know if it will work across different game versions. I'm playing on 1.20.1. I'm not sure if it will still work on older versions or newer versions. That is something you would have to test yourself. So, in creative mode, if you are placing a schematic, then all you have to do is right-click the schematic on the rails wherever you want it to be. As you will see, your train, or as I like to call it, the ghost train, because it is not fully built yet, it will place on the tracks, and it will not be perfectly on there. That is fine, because you have these controls here that you can hold left alt to scroll through. And once you have these controls up, you can move the train however you want. So, this goes for any build. But to put the train on the tracks, obviously we're gonna do this, and then once you have the control that you selected, you hold down control, and then use your scroll wheel, and it will go wherever you want, and I think that's a good placement there. So we're gonna move over to print, I'm gonna right click, the build is gonna place down. Now, right now, this is not a train, it's not placed a train, it's placed the build. So, what we're gonna need to do is we're going to need to grab a train station and assemble the train. So, I'm going to select this track here, or the one directly in front of the middle wheel here. I'm currently using the create styled 060 and place the train station wherever you want and press create new train and it will see the bogey and you can press assemble train. There you go. Your train is now 2 places and you copied it over. Now for survival mode, this will be a little bit different. Because in survival mode, obviously you cannot just manifest the train out of thin air like you can in creative mode. You're going to need the materials to build it still. All this is just a blueprint for a build. So you cannot just place it anywhere and get infinite materials. Now this isn't a cheat in any sort of way. This is just saving the time of rebuilding it. So you can obviously use that time for more valuable things. Or, you know, just ease of access. So, to build the train in survival mode, you can either do that with an inventory full of materials, or you can use this, the schematic cannon. And what this does is this will place the train in for you. Now, I've already loaded the gunpowder in. The schematic cannon will need gunpowder. The 1 gunpowder gives you 400 blocks. So, I'm going to get some more gunpowder just in case. Put that in there. There we go. So we're going to place the train wherever we want, same as last time. We're going to need to do the placement first, of course. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to move it up. There we go. Now once we've done that, we don't need to do anything with this schematic anymore. We can pop it into there and it is ready. In survival mode, it's going to be quite hard to remember all of the details of all the blocks that you used. So you can either grab a clipboard from the Create mod, or you can grab just a plain book from Minecraft. You put the book into the schematic cannon here, and it will come out with a material checklist. And this will give you all of the things that you need. Now, it seems it is saying that I am missing a couple of things. Right, guys. Sorry about that. I did a little bit of troubleshooting and I did find out the problem. So if I search up copycat, I have 2 different mods here. I have Create Connected and I have Create Copycats Plus. So when you are building your train and when you are pasting it into your other world, make sure that you match the mods as well and don't make the same mistake I did. Now that I've matched everything, my entire checklist has ticked off. I also thought I should mention what I noticed is your checklist does not update automatically. You have to print a new book every single time you want to check it. So I would recommend bringing quite a few books with you. They're not too hard to make, just some sugarcane and leather and whatnot, and you should be good to go. So now let's try this again. I will press play, and it will place my train on the tracks. Now, as we can see, the train has detected all of our resources. It has fully built itself nice and perfectly, same as the other one. So yep, don't make that mistake that I did. And now, same as before, we're going to grab a train station and we are going to select the block in front of our bogey, middle bogey wheel, place it down, create a train, and we will assemble the train. So there we go. Now we have our pasted train in whatever world, whatever place you want. If you want 3 Thomas the Tanks, then, you know, by all means go for it. So yeah, that is how you use the schematic cannon and the schematics in Minecraft Create. So, hope that helped a little bit. I know it might be a bit of a useless tutorial, but yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I hope I helped in some way or other.